Hello, and a big warm welcome to our fourth instalment of the Strategic Wellbeing Series in association with Smart Clinic. Thank you for joining us, and I hope your day is going well so far. You might find it useful to have a piece of paper and a pen to hand, so you can jot some thoughts down during today's webinar. Last time we came together, we discussed 5 actionable steps to building a wellbeing strategy. If you missed it, don't panic. You can catch up on the Smart Clinic YouTube channel or have a look at our blog. Employee well-being is the cornerstone of a healthy, thriving workplace. When employees feel supported, valued, and mentally and physically well, they're more engaged, productive, and motivated. A critical issue that affects us all is the well-being knowledge action gap, and that is why we've come together today. This gap represents the discrepancy between knowing what promotes our well-being and actually engaging in those activities. It's a challenge that many of us face on a daily basis, and understanding it can help us take meaningful steps towards better health and happiness. Knowing what is good for us often doesn't always translate to action. Let's start by defining what we mean by the knowledge action gap. Simply put, it's the difference between understanding what we need to do to maintain our well-being and actually doing those things. For example, we all know that regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep are essential for our health. We read articles, we attend seminars, we hear advice from health experts about the importance of these practices. However, despite this knowledge, many of us struggle to incorporate them into our daily lives. We might skip the gym after a long, hard day at work. We might opt for fast food because it's convenient, or sacrifice sleep to meet deadlines. This gap between knowledge and action is what we're here to address today. To understand why this gap exists, we need to delve into the psychology behind our actions. One key concept is cognitive dissonance, which refers to the mental discomfort we experience when our actions don't align with our beliefs or knowledge. For instance, if we believe that exercise is crucial for our health, but consistently choose to avoid it, we experience cognitive dissonance. This discomfort can lead to stress and anxiety, making it even harder to change our behaviours. Another psychological factor is the role of habits. Habits are behaviours that have become automatic through repetition. They are deeply ingrained in our daily routines, making them very hard to change. Breaking unhealthy habits and forming new ones, healthy ones, requires significant effort and persistence. It involves not just understanding what needs to be done, but also creating new routines and sticking to them until they become second nature. There's also the concept of immediate gratification versus delayed benefits, also known as temporal discounting. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, often prioritizing short-term comfort over our long-term well-being. This is why we might choose to relax on the sofa instead of going for a run, or indulging in a sugary snack instead of a healthy meal. The immediate pleasure we get from these choices can easily outweigh the delayed benefits of healthier actions, leading to a persistent knowledge action gap. In today's world, there's also an abundance of conflicting health information, making it challenging for individuals to decide what actions are truly beneficial for them. This overload can contribute to misinformation or decision paralysis. Access to supportive environments, resources, education, and community support can greatly influence an individual's ability to bridge that gap. Why do I prioritize work over my own well-being? In addition to psychological factors, physiological responses play a significant role in the knowledge action gap, particularly when it comes to prioritizing work over personal health. Stress responses are a prime example. When we face work-related stress, our bodies release hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare us for fight or flight response, increasing our alertness and also our energy levels temporarily. While this response is useful in short bursts, chronic stress can become addictive. The continual release of stress hormones can create a cycle where we prioritize work to maintain this heightened state of alertness, often at the expense of our health. Workplace culture can also reinforce this behavior. In many organizations, there's an unspoken expectation to prioritize work over everything else. Long hours, tight deadlines, and the pressure to perform can make it difficult to find the time for self-care. This culture of work overload can lead to burnout, where employees are physically and emotionally exhausted, further widening the knowledge-action gap. I'd like us to take a moment, and you might want to pause this, for a bit of self-reflection. Rate your knowledge of well-being and self-care strategies out of 10. If you're honest with yourself, how would you rate your effectiveness of implementing them into your daily lives to support your well-being? I wonder how big your gap is. In summary, the well-being knowledge-action gap is a complex issue influenced by psychology and physiological effects. By addressing these underlying factors, we can begin to bridge the gap between knowing what promotes our well-being and taking the necessary actions to achieve it. Let's take a moment to reflect back on your own knowledge-action gap. And you may wish to pause so that you've got some moments to think about this. What are the barriers that you face implementing your own well-being strategies? So you may have come up with some of the following ideas. One of the most common barriers individuals face is the perceptual struggle with time. In our fast-paced lives, where work commitments, family responsibilities, and personal pursuits compete for our attention, finding time for self-care can seem like an impossible feat. The busyness of modern life often leads to prioritizing immediate tasks over long-term health benefits. This not only affects our ability to engage in physical activities, but also impacts our meal choices and our stress management practices. Without adequate time management strategies, well-being activities can be easily sidelined. Ensuring your employees are equipped with time management strategies is key to supporting this barrier. The environments we inhabit and the social circles we engage in can significantly shape our behaviours. Workplace cultures that prioritise productivity over breaks or social norms that encourage unhealthy eating habits can create barriers to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Peer influence and society expectations can discourage individuals from prioritising their own well-being needs, perpetuating a cycle of neglect. Without supportive environments that promote and facilitate our healthy choices, individuals may find it challenging to sustain positive well-being practices. Many well-being activities offer long-term benefits that are not immediately tangible. The delayed gratification associated with exercise, for example, contrasts sharply with the instant comfort of lounging on the sofa after a long day. This disparity in immediate rewards versus long-term gains can diminish motivation over time. It requires a strong sense of intrinsic motivation and perseverance to continue engaging in activities that may not yield visible results right away. Without tangible rewards or reinforcement, individuals may struggle to maintain consistency in their well-being efforts. Our mental state plays a crucial role in our ability to sustain and initiate well-being behaviours. Stress, anxiety, and mental health issues can severely impact our motivation and our energy levels, making it difficult to prioritise self-care activities. Even when individuals possess the knowledge of what is beneficial for their well-being, psychological barriers such as low self-efficacy or negative self-talk can undermine their confidence in their own ability to making meaningful changes. Overcoming these psychological hurdles often requires targeted intervention. We provide work and wellbeing coaching, for example, and support systems that address mental well-being alongside physical health. Habits, both good and bad, exert a powerful influence over our daily lives. Forming new habits or breaking old ones require concerted effort and persistence. The habitual nature of behaviours, like snacking on unhealthy food or skipping workouts, can create formidable barriers to adopting healthier routines. Understanding the mechanics of habit formation, including cues and routines and rewards that comprise habit loops, is essential for initiating sustained behaviour changes. By consciously identifying and modifying these habit loops, individuals can gradually shift towards behaviours that promote their overall well-being. And this is why we provide habit-building workshops to support individuals to design routines to support and embed their new behaviours. To effectively bridge the well-being knowledge action gap within your organisation, a strategic and supportive approach is essential. Companies and organisations play a pivotal role in creating environments that facilitate and encourage healthy behaviours amongst their employees. A formal wellbeing strategy can help bridge this gap. If we had more time, we could come together to develop solutions and create an action plan. As time is tight, I'm going to share with you 5 key tips that you can implement to bridge this gap within your organisation. Promote time management for well-being. Encourage employees to prioritise self-care by empowering them to manage their time effectively. You could offer regular workshops and training sessions on effective time management strategies, or provide education on how to manage stress and avoid burnout through better time management. You could also lead by example by encouraging leaders and managers within your organisation to model good time management practices. We've spoken about it before in our previous webinars, but strategically thinking about how you can create supportive environments. Advocate for and implementing workplace policies that promote well-being. This could include initiatives such as a well-being induction programme, ergonomic workspaces, healthy food options, and access to mental health resources. Foster a culture where taking care of one's health is not only encouraged, but also supported by your leadership and management teams. Facilitate goal-setting exercises that focus on achieving milestones related to well-being. Empower your leaders and managers to be able to have well-being conversations and discuss well-being goals during performance reviews, and provide opportunities for employees to track their progress. Celebrate and recognise achievements. No matter how small, this helps to reinforce positive behaviours and continues to help with motivation. Building resilience through support. Offer resources and training programs that help employees develop resilience and coping strategies for managing stress effectively. This could include workshops on mindfulness, stress management techniques, and access to work and wellbeing coaching. Empower managers to recognise signs of burnout and create supportive environments where employees feel comfortable speaking up when needed. And lastly, Encourage consistency and patience. Acknowledge that sustained behaviour change takes time and effort. Provide ongoing support and encouragement for employees as they navigate their wellbeing journeys. Implement regular check-ins or wellbeing assessments to monitor progress and adjust strategies as needed. By proactively addressing these barriers at the organisational level, companies can foster a culture of wellbeing that empowers employees to bridge the gap between knowing and doing. Remember, small changes in organisational policies and practices can lead to significant improvements in employee health, happiness, and productivity over time. Investing in employee well-being not only benefits individuals, but also contributes to a more resilient and thriving workplace as a whole. Before we end, I'd like to make you aware of The Exchange. The Exchange is our online community network that provides a supportive and collaborative environment for mental health first aiders, mental health champions, and wellbeing champions within the workplace. It offers a valuable opportunity for members to exchange knowledge, strategies, and experiences, as well as share successful practices. It's a great opportunity to learn about what other organisations are doing and implementing to create a supportive workplace culture. And if you haven't got these roles in place, but you'd like to develop them further within your organisation, please get in touch to explore our range of training programmes. It would be lovely if you could encourage your employees within these roles in your organisations to attend our next event. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you might be able to attend our next one on Wednesday the 11th of September, when we'll be exploring 5 steps to building psychological safety in the workplace. Thank you again, and see you soon.